Hi, pal number one. Thank you for joining me. If you chose the Violet Angel, this message is for you. So, the Violet Angel talks about having a deep, dark night of the soul. So, I feel like a lot of you guys could have come from a time, or maybe you're in it right now, a time where you just feel exhausted. You feel like you were just born tired. It seems like no amount of sleep is refreshing. You haven't felt kind of vibrant and awake in a long time and excited. Okay, I'm gonna say that it's almost like even her posture is saying, okay, like what else is new? What are you gonna tell me that I haven't heard before? And so I definitely get that attitude as well. I've had it myself, funny enough, like quite a few times. So I'm going to say that you're somebody who maybe could have been recently getting downloads, seeing a lot more like violet colors, um, violet images, things like that, or noticing or being attracted to the color violet, which to me represents more like the crown chakra. I know it's depicted a lot of times as white, but to me also violet is something about getting your downloads. And what I want to say is that you have a lot of like brain fog, a lot of unknowns, a lot of mystery, a lot of I'm not sure's. And it seems to be like we're living our life like one step over the other, a little bit of like plotting energy, not a lot of excitement. So, your advice to get out of this energy and kind of lift yourself up and help um, your team, your spiritual team, if you will, also would be to go ahead and get up a little bit earlier than you typically would. And I know I like to sleep in as well, but even looking at the break of dawn is going to have some inspiration on you psychologically, mentally, physically as well. And you are being assured that there is dawn for you, that this is lifting up, that the fog is dissipating, because I definitely see that you could have some clouded thinking or just not see your way through things. When things appear to everybody else a little bit clear and concise in which way to go and how to do, it feels to me like you're like, but that's not my story, but that's not me, but that is not the end for me. And I agree with you. I agree with you, and that's how we have the breaking of dawn. So rest assured that you are definitely noticed, that you have come through so far, and yes, there's a little bit more to go, but the dawn is breaking. So I feel like you could be seeing synchronicities, maybe people starting to try to renew their friendship with you, or reaching out to you, or new things for you. So you are also advised to keep your eyes peeled for things that are newly blooming in your life, whether it's new opportunities, new career opportunities, new money, new love, a renewal in your love, whatever the case may be, things like that. Okay. So I pulled a a rune block. What do I call that? Well, I'm not going to call it anything. I'm just going to call it a rune. I pulled a rune for you, and let's see if I can actually bring it close without burning and causing chaos here. Isn't that beautiful? I should leave a link to that as well. I got that off of Etsy, and it's Othala. Othala. Okay, we're just gonna say it like that because who knows how it's pronounced. You guys probably know. But this really talks a lot about your family possessions, okay? And it could talk about family possessions, your heritage, your homeland, your roots, where you come from, and things like that. So perhaps this is stating that everybody, like your roots and what you have seen as examples before you doesn't fit your prototype of what life should be, and you are a little bit kind of like over it. You don't really see how there is a way out though. And so I definitely feel like this goes back to your roots. So maybe people around you are kind of like, with your family, well, we've always done it this way, and we've always had a career. We always dedicated 40 years of our lives to one job, and we've always gotten married, or whatever that tape is to you. So I feel like fundamentally this is going back to why you've been in the dark night of the soul. You've had to do a lot of wrestling, a lot of I heard bone grafting. Okay. but a lot of just really attempting to get to nitty gritty, getting into your own bones to see what resonates with you, what it is that is calling you, and where it is leading you to. Okay, actually, and this guy that I pulled this time, we're doing not the ancestors, but this I pulled, and Spirit just led me to pull this one for pile number 1, and I feel like this is, and I just got confirmation on the right side of my hand, this is salt of the earth. I feel like you guys are my family and root system that are salt of the earth, or dependable, maybe farmers, maybe hard workers, maybe blue collar, whatever the case may be. But typically throughout your whole family history, you've seen many people just roll up their sleeves and get dirty and get it done, and just do the same thing on the next day. And I feel like your family and your roots, whatever that means to you, takes a lot of pride in maybe rolling up their sleeves and not being afraid to get dirty. They're loyal, they're dependable, and that's kind of what is expected of you. If that part doesn't quite resonate, then it could also be that you take pride in just being loyal and being steadfast and rolling up your sleeves and getting dirty and getting in there. So whatever the narrative is for you, you want to use these messages however you see fit. Okay, so I want to point out here the number 2 is about your personal power. Okay, so I feel like you're coming into, and you've been going through a dark night of the soul, meaning just really rough times where things don't make sense. Okay, you guys can probably hear like the sirens and all that. So I feel like that's a confirmation to where you've been going through a dark night of the soul. Everything is like a crisis because you don't totally either buy the narrative, or you don't fit that block, or you don't really resonate with it, like you want something different for yourself. And so you've been trying to hammer out this life or this thing for yourself, and it's just not really fitting. So this is all about taking your personal power, reinventing yourself from the ground up, literally. But you have a lot of like core things that are really good for you, like, you know, the loyalty and the rolling up your sleeves and the hard work and the traditionalism perhaps, and the willing to show up when nobody else is willing to show up, the willingness to wade through things and wade through the muck, I heard, okay, is something that you are able to do, but it has to be on your terms and in your scope of reality, not what everybody else has emulated around you. And I think that's why you've been kind of like sad, oppressed, depressed, whatever the case may be, or just feeling like you don't have a lot of mojo here. Okay, so those are a couple of different messages, and I already pre-pulled a clarifier. So we have concentration, and it is a number 3. Actually, I didn't even talk to you about the number 3 just yet, so let's just go there. So the number 3 we are talking about is collaboration, cooperation, creativity. I feel like you have had this thing where even perhaps your soul has been feeling so kind of repressed, suppressed, or almost like a heavy blanket is on it that you can't really quite identify, and you're trying to get away from that energy. But this is just letting you know that yes, find out fundamentally who you are, what it is that you want, where you want to head in life. Because your journey, nobody can undertake it like you. I mean, it's yours. It's your life. You're going to have to live it, right? And then the number 3 right here with the cooperation, the creativity, participation. This could be, I feel like this is more dualistic. This is saying, and actually because there's 2 of them here, well, not a big surprise, right? So I feel like this is saying like, I want that creativity, that cooperation, things like that, but for my aspirations, for my dreams, for my inclinations, for what it is that I want. So far you've been expected to cooperate and throw in your lot with other people and do as they do, and roll up your sleeves. And I feel like probably a lot of you guys have had, which is probably why you've had to undergo a lot of many different challenges. Okay. Anyway, so there is that. And then I've got the 2 3s right here. I feel like that is, it goes to a 6, of course. And I feel like that's going to be something that once you fine tune and figure that portion out of, okay, you can't really collaborate with somebody if you don't believe in the project, that bottom line, that's whether it's work, life, or whatever, or love, that's what's going to happen. You are going to learn how to separate those two and be able to pursue what is genuinely you. Now, also, I feel like with the concentration, you could have had or could have a lack of concentration because of all the brain fog. And then I have here like the spider web. So these things that are kind of like growing through you, and you're growing, is taking time, more time than you want. I feel like you're kind of feeling down and out. And maybe some of you guys are suffering from some depression as well. But you have a dream, you have a star, like a goal, even if you don't know exactly what that looks like in the tangible world, in the 3D. So you know that whatever this is, they're great examples, and we're not knocking it by a long shot, but it doesn't leave you feeling inspired. So whatever the star is to you, maybe you don't know exactly what it is, but you have a feeling that you're meant for something different, so much more. Continue following that, okay? And then I have these 7 swords, like aimed right at the mouth. And so it could be that a lot of ideas are coming to the forefront whenever you do get inspired, when you allow yourself that forward movement. And it's going to be important to go ahead and keep your lips locked. You know, loose lips sink ships. And so it's going to be important not to really divulge or share any of these things right now, as they are in the beginning growing stages, or growing in the dark areas of your world, your life, things like that. And anything that's new and beginning, you can't just dump it out into the world, because people will start picking them, pruning them, mocking them. So it's not going to be good for you at this point in time to share those aspirations with anyone else. It is a tough situation, I will tell you that, because it leaves us feeling lonely, and I understand that really quite well. But this is encouragement for you to continue doing what it is that you're doing. You have an incredible foundation, an incredible ethics. I feel like you have a lot of like purity of heart. Like, I'm willing to do this. I'm willing to get up and work hard and things, but it has to be for your dream. And again, I'm getting a reference to my crown chakra. So please work with the color violet or white violet, whatever you want to call it, in order to really help you pave your way and come out of this depression, or this like not knowing, and to be able to advance on the path that you really do want for yourself, because it's totally attainable. It is here for you. And I feel like, you know, there's going to be a lot of distractions and complications. You're going to have to navigate those, unfortunately, solo. Hopefully my channel could be a support. There's a ton of channels out there that could be a support as well. So if this rings true to you, then my heart goes out to you. Much love to you. I'm rooting for you. You can do it. It's people like you that change the world, that offer everybody else hope, okay? Without the break of dawn, it's like we all stay in this like oppression. And maybe globally you're experiencing that vibe of oppression, the pulling down of emotions and sinking feeling that things are not getting better, that they're getting worse and things like that. So there could be a lot of other demons that you're having to navigate. And I heard for 1 or 2 of you that it feels like it doesn't matter, but it really, really does. You are one of the light bearers. You are a light worker and a healer, even if you don't know it, okay? We all can heal in different ways. Different things can bring about healing. And it doesn't have to look just the way you see on TV, or the way your friends or other people do it, okay? So again, a need for silence. Keep at it. Also, the web can be of a support to you, the internet, and just stay away from mainstream media. That's just going to do nothing but bog you down, okay? But with that, I do see new connections for you and new help to attain your dream. Much love to you. I hope that was helpful. Smash that like button. Namaste. Hi, pile number 2, this message is for you. So if you chose a clockwork pumpkin, what a wonderful idea, the aha moment. And really that says it all, doesn't it? So this card is definitely about gaining this new brilliance, this new idea. And it's something that's organic, because the pumpkins, well, you know, in this day and age with HMO and HMO, oh my goodness, HMO, that too, right? Insurances. But a genetically, GMO, I meant to say, is genetically modified engineering of like all sorts of stuff, including our pumpkins or any other veggies and fruits and things like that. Not necessarily very organic, but the intention of this is clear. It's like I feel like you're going to be getting a download, a very organic idea. And the idea, you're going to be privy to the mechanisms within that. And I think that your brain is going to start Rubik's cubing things into place if you pay attention. Because here we have a light bulb. It's almost like the epiphany. You can see the inner workings of everything. And I almost see this little gear right here is looking at the sun, looking back at you with a little smile. And I feel like you could be somebody who likes to know the workings and mechanics of, like somebody who's cautious and not willing to, jump into things until they know everything, like all the ins and outs. I'm not going to spend my time, energy, money, effort, blood, sweat, and tears into this project until I know it's going to work out and be prosperous. So you could be a little bit of a, I don't want to say control freak, that's not how I mean it. But you have to have everything like specifically, like in order, okay? A leads to B, B leads to C, whatever, so on and so forth. And I'm going to say that because this idea is divinely guided and given to you, you brought it about through manifestation. You brought this idea about through God, Spirit, whatever it is that you believe in, and whether this idea was manifested from outside of you or given to you, or if you came up with it yourself, it is divinely guided and divinely protected as well. Your job is going to be not to get your gears going too much as far as the mental energy goes. It's going to be to go ahead and trust the universe, trust yourself, that you have the wherewithal to actually pave the way to make this happen, whatever this case may be. Some of you guys are wanting to write a book. Some of you guys want to get into, I don't know, tarot. Some of you guys want to be entrepreneurs. Some of you guys want to work with clay. Some of you guys want to paint, open up schools, or go ahead and have like a homeopathic practice, or have an herb practice online, whatever your thing is. That has given you like an incredible idea and like that jolt of excitement. That's what it is, okay? And the interesting part about those things that we just talked about, let's go to the room right here. Keep in mind, I can't pronounce these guys, so we're just going to go with it, right? It's now this. It's almost like now these. But I'm going to show you up front, up close, what that room looks like. I got these little blocks from Etsy. I love them. They're just so beautiful to me. And so this really talks about patience, need, resistance, and restriction. But the interesting part here is that the main resistant I'm feeling is you. Why? Because I also pulled another clarifier with this lady right here. And this tells me that you have everything that you want in order, everything linear, everything that makes sense, rhyme and reason. You could definitely be somebody who doesn't like taking risks, and you don't want to look foolish in front of anyone. Look at me, like I'm looking like a fool with my hair all on top of that lady's gown. But anyways, who cares? My point is that, life is messy sometimes, and it's really important. Like, she's covered literally from head to toe. The only thing she's missing is almost like a face mask or a face cover. And it's just really important to go ahead and take the fundamentals of what you have, you know what it is, to be practical, to present things to the world in a certain manner, to be maybe very traditional, very linear in your thinking, very methodical, like, one step leads to another, to get all of the gears going, and very, very practical, and that is incredibly appreciated. But you're being asked right now to take a leap of faith, to veer off that path a little bit, because you have these skills to keep you grounded, to keep you moving, to keep you motivated. And the idea right now is to focus on what it is that's making your gears go, whatever it is that this divine idea has been given to you. And maybe so you're just kind of like, well, I can sew really well, and I just want to create something that I can sew. How do I expand on this? And maybe you, yes, put up some articles on Etsy that you can actually sell, and that's going to be, since you're one-man show, a little bit difficult to kind of sustain yourself. But you can also take those skills and go ahead and create some courses, create some online presence, create some TikToks on like how things started and how they turned out, whatever the case may be, and using humor. So using your ideas and incorporating a variety of different skills. I just looked at my camera and it said 555, so many, many different changes for you. Pile number 2 are going to really actually help you thrive, not staying stagnant in the old way of you doing things, of thinking, okay, that's not really practical, or I don't see an audience for this. I need to see like the niche and who can benefit from this, and is it really worth my time? Even the candle wax being melted behind this lady's head, I feel, is just almost like clouds, or it's like a wave. And I feel like you're waiting for that clarity. You're waiting for things to dissipate. And you don't like anything that escalates your emotions, because you realize it can cloud your judgment. At least that's how you're thinking. Or you feel like it can lead you down a path that you're not going to make the best decisions. But fear not, because you are definitely somebody who is incredibly intelligent, intellectual. You know how things kind of mesh together, how those gears have to be just oh so close, but not like, you know, they have to be perfect to touch each other to get all the gears moving all at once is the point. So you're being advised that when you get this idea, and if you already have it, pull the trigger, because I have a lot of different projects. I have ideas that I've been given like this, and I'm in the final, like I can actually publish this book, but I even got it proofread, but I haven't done it. So whether it's having a fear of like how to upload it, how to make a cover for it, or the format or whatever, maybe you can get some help. Some collaboration with the number 3 would be really fine for you to move forward this idea in this project and get out of this energy, because it's going to give you a lot more excitement, a lot more juice of life, as I like to call it. You may be someone that really enjoys like cutting your hair differently, or painting it differently, or wearing hair pieces, whatever the case may be. Take that creativity and do yourself a favor and run with it, and just like pursue it for the sheer passion, and the rest will come to you. Okay, so that is what I'm getting based off of these right now. And then as far as like the restriction goes with this, like the having patience and stuff, I feel like that is you restricting yourself. The okay, let me overanalyze, overthink, overplan, over critique my own performance and things like that. There's no time for that, because now when you get this idea, the time is now to kind of go with it or not, and do or die kind of a thing. So if we don't move forward, I feel like these ideas eventually get farmed out or handed off to other people, and they actually, you know, several people, and they actually like manifest what it is that you were thinking about. I've seen that happen in my own life actually. And I had a boyfriend who actually kind of came up with this theory and shared it with me years and years ago, and I thought he was full of crap. That the picture, like the world, almost like this is ethers, like the ethers are above your head, and all you have to do is stretch out this arm and grab within that pool. It's available to everybody, but if you're willing to grasp something, and whatever it is that you pull down, that is there for you, and it could be equally beneficial and successful as anyone else who throws their hand at that and grabs that same idea or notion or gift. And the thing is, if you don't act on it, somebody else will. So I find that quite fascinating, especially with like the invention of like electricity, and how, well, if you look at throughout history, there's always like, it seems like 2 people that came up with the same idea and kind of deployed it at different times or whatever. So just ideas for you, but collaboration and creativity is going to be of a help to you. So to get all the cogs working, enlist somebody who has a little bit of a daredevil in them. That way that can pull you a little bit more into this energy, and you can balance out them as well, balance them out as well. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that this is going to really give you new excitement. This could be even creating like a greenhouse, or a completely a different idea than other people would even think of you. And I feel like part of you guys also are going to feel confined or conflicted about what people do think about you if you pursue that. And part of that is just like our image, our mask to the world. And it's like, well, I wouldn't have thought you did this. Well, obviously you didn't know me very well, right? I mean, I personally have a really big potty mouth. Maybe you can tell that by looking at me. I don't know. But you know, it's going to be the same thing. It's like if I looked all pristine and perfect, people would anticipate that I'm so concerned about my image that I'm not going to allow whatever words come to my mouth just fly out. That I'll be maybe more controlled, more focused on my image, more focused on what I want other people to think about me and things like that, okay? So that could have merit some way, somehow in this story. Pile number 2. I want to say I didn't do this for the pile, but these numbers would add up to a 12. And so the 12 reduces again to a number 3. So there you have confirmation for the collaborative effort that I was talking about. Wearing red, wearing orange is going to be helpful to you. Maybe even something speckled with yellow, but orange is going to really be your focus. Focus on your sacral chakra, because that is a color pumpkin, and that is where you're going to get that inspiration, that fire in your belly to move forward. It's going to be something that like really excites you, not something that's like logical. Oh, this is successful, everybody does it, let me do it too. Okay, what else do we need to know for pile number 2? Show me what I need to see for pile number 2. Okay, 4 of Wands. So this is going to give you actually stability. It's going to give you protection, and it is bridging almost like one world over the other to the other. And so I feel like you're perhaps on this side of things right now and thinking, okay, this is land that I've known and things like that. But you yourself are actually going to wind up building that bridge to overcome, to walk into things a little bit differently than you ever have before. And you are going to tether new 4 corners of the world for you, new stability, new ideas, new prosperity, new shelter. This could actually help sustain you, but is going to take some elbow grease, some faith in yourself, some desire to kind of do away with traditional thinking, and trust your gut, trust spirit, trust God, whomever, and trust yourself, of course, that you already have the skills and the fundamentals to be able to carry this and achieve this. You're going to take all of this, whatever this is, that the traditionalism, the know-how to present yourself, present this to the world, things like that, to where it's cleaned up and aesthetically logical and orderly and attractive, and also acceptable in some ways. So I think that you could be running on the edgy side of things, but still knowing that you have to kind of make it attractive for like the mainstream person or something like that, something to that effect. So I want more information on this bridge. Let's just get more information on that bridge. Show me what I need to see for pile 2. What is this bridge and how can this help? Pile number 2, please. Show me now. Temperance, darling. Temperance. You have the Tower back here. This lady, she is incredibly beautiful. She is just grounded, very peaceful, very sure of herself. I love how she is just different. She's got horns, she's got wings, she's part of the earth. What is she? We don't know. It's a great mystery. And when you look here, she's got 2 cups right here, that she's allowing the cups to flow from one from the other. The 2 of Cups is always about something incredibly, I think, personal, a deep connection, a deep friendship, a deep attraction. So it's whatever it is that you're deeply attracted and drawn to. And the advice here is that know that these 2 cups will form, when they combine, they'll have a 3rd element, because you can't mix like, you know, Coke and I don't know, Kool-Aid and not have like a 3rd mixture. That one nobody wants. Don't do that. But you get the point. Okay, so whenever you mix 2 different chemicals, you're going to have some sort of alchemy. You're going to have some sort of like creating a third element there, and that is what you're in the progress of doing right now. It's going to be very, very important to maintain and be grounded. Focus again, actually, on your root chakra. I did not mention that, but I did say wear red or oranges. Orange, here we go again with the oranges. But focusing on the root chakra will help you feel a lot more stable and grounded. And then also focusing on the orange will help you to continue headed towards what gives you pleasure, what gives you excitement, what gives you that mojo of, yay, we're going this way into something new, and the gumption to continue forth with it. Okay, so I do hope that that helps you, and if you like this kind of reading, please do smash the like button, share, comment, subscribe. Much love to you. Namaste. Hi friends, thank you for joining me. My name is Griselle with Psychic MD, and for you repeat offenders, thank you for showing up again. For everybody that's new, welcome, and I hope you find exactly what you need. So this is the selection portion of the reading. I just want to give you another chance to look. We're going to have pile number 1 right here, pile number 2 with a clockwork pumpkin, and pile number 3, the violet duchess. So take a look, follow your intuition. You might be guided to select more than just one, and I will see you at your pile.